What is going on, everyone? It is your boy CJR Sports, and today we are back with another 12-team sleeper draft. But from the first video that you guys saw was drafting from the 1 spot. Now we are drafting for the number 2 spot. If you haven't checked out that video prior to, watch it and then come right back to this video so you know what we, and so you can compare the teams from team 1 to team 2. But you guys should know the rules by now. If not, there's no kickers and no defenses. We have 2 flex spots. I'll kind of pull up the roster. We have 2 flex spots, 5 bench, no kicker, no defense, 2 running back, 2 receiver, quarterback. I kind of go over every single pick. I'm going to try to make it as different as I can from the from last time. So I won't try to go get CeeDee Lamb and Mike Evans if they present itself, but if players fall, I would try to incorporate the best I can. But I also want to keep it real. Like, if there's a player that I would take at that spot, I want to take him. So I don't want to kind of pick a player that I would not select. But here, I know the consensus, sometimes people go CMC. I'm still up in the air about CMC. If he can stay healthy, I mean, he's arguably the best running back in the NFL of what he can do on the ground and through the air. Sometimes it's very hard for me to pass up CMC, but if, the last 2 seasons, if you were a CMC owner, it's been very hard for you. And sometimes people get PTSD for, taking CMC. So I can see why people sometimes are staying away from CMC at this spot. I'm going to go, personally, I'm going to go Austin Eckler. I think Austin Eckler is going to have a massive year. Not just running the football, but also receiving-wise. I think Austin Eckler can be something more special than he already has. And I think Justin Herbert's going to take a massive step up. I think that's only going to help. That's only going to help Austin Eckler for the future. So I'm going to take Austin Eckler right here at the number 2 spot. Cooper Kupp is the first receiver off the board, CMC, and then Derrick Henry right after me. But Cooper Kupp, first receiver off the board. Travis Kelce, first tight end. Josh Allen, first quarterback off the board, and it's close to my pick. So 2 players that I really like picking here. Tyreek Hill fell a little bit. 2 players I like kind of picking right here, Javonte and Saquon. In this first draft, CeeDee Lamb also fell to me, but at the 212 spot, I'm going to go a little bit of a different route. I'm going to go secure my running backs, right now. The same reason why I like Austin Eckler is the same reason why I like Aaron Jones right here. The PPR upside is massive. Aaron Rodgers losing Devontae Adams and not really gaining a whole lot, just gaining bodies more than I think talent, and that's nothing to say about Sammy Watkins and Christian Watson and all that. But they're no Devontae Adams, and I feel like they're gonna throw the ball through the air. It's gonna have to be through Aaron Jones. They're gonna have to run through AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones. The offense is gonna have to move through the ground, and the defense is gonna really help them out, put them in those red zone situations, and then Aaron Jones should be able to get those goal line carries, as well as some receiving touchdowns in the red zone. So I'm gonna go Aaron Jones right here, not think twice, get 2 stud running backs that I don't have to overthink, and I can keep them. I can keep them, set them and forget them, not have to worry about it. Again, it's very hard for me to pass up Mike Evans right here. I'm not as high as on A.J. Brown as some people are. And I would go Keenan Allen if I did not go Austin Eckler with the 2nd overall pick. I'm just going to, right here, I'm going to have the stack with Justin Herbert with Austin Eckler. I am very big and not really. I want one of those top 5 quarterbacks, as well as one of those top tight ends. Looks like Waller or Kittle probably not going to fall to me. Probably team 5-4-3 is going to take Waller. Waller actually falls to me. I am so happy. What? So, I'm gonna make a video about this, but I want to get one of the top 5 quarterbacks and one of the top 5 tight ends, because there's a massive drop off, especially with the tight end group. If you can get one of those, big boy tight ends, I mean, it's a set it and forget it at this point. But if you can, and same thing with, one of the, the 6-7 quarterbacks, especially Justin Herbert, who's young, that mobile, that has the legs, and I can also add him with the PPR upside with Austin Eckler. I was going to go for the stack, and I got it. So ecstatic. And now Darren Waller falls on my lap. I don't think he's going to be as productive as he was last year with the addition of Devontae Adams, but having a double team on Devontae the entire time could open Darren Waller tons across the middle. I mean, you're going to have an eye on Hunter Renfrow, on those little drag, crossing routes. So I think Waller could be a massive part of this team, and he already has a connection with Derek Carr, and he's one of the big 5 tight ends. I have, to me, a very solid team. And with this pick, I was talking in the last video about Michael Pittman, because I already had Mike Evans, but someone I think in the long run is going to have a better season is Chris Godwin. There is a potential chance where he misses game 1 or game 2, but I think him missing game 1 or game 2, I think over the course of the 14 or 15 games that he plays, he will have a bigger impact than Michael Pittman. And whenever he comes back, I mean, it's shown that he could be Tom Brady's favorite target. And I'm willing to make the risk of getting Godwin and putting him my wide receiver 1, set it and forget it whenever he comes back. And so, my pick right here, and now with the running backs that I have, with the quarterback tight end I have, I can now just go get wide receiver and running back depth and just keep stacking wide receiver, running back, wide receiver, running back, wide receiver, running back. And I can take a shot on either some rookies, like coming up here, Traylon Burks and Drake London. I can take a risk on Darnell Mooney being the wide receiver 1 in Chicago with Justin Fields. I can take a shot on Juju with his new team in Kansas City. I can take a shot on the second year stud Amon St. Brown, who came up big last year. Or I can take with Chris Godwin being hurt, I think I'm going to take the surefire thing that I know I'm going to get with Adam Thielen. I think for me that's a smarter pick with potential chance of Godwin missing time. I think if I can take the surefire Adam Thielen, knowing that I'm going to get a few catches and a couple of touchdowns, there's going to be a game or 2 here and there where he misses and he just catches 2 or 3 balls. But there's also games with him where he can catch 9 or 10 and go for 150 for 2 touchdowns. So I'm going to take that upside with Adam Thielen when Chris Godwin is coming back and getting healthy. Here now, technically I have my entire starting 6 that I don't have flexes yet. Someone a little bit down the board that, I mean, not too much, but someone that's a little bit down the board. Maybe I'm missing over a player that you would have taken here, but with the injury concern of Nick Chubb, that he's always going to be banged up for a game or 2 every single season, and the PPR upside, especially if Deshaun Watson doesn't play, having someone like Kareem Hunt, who's a running back that can catch the ball out of the backfield, could really help Jacoby Brissett. So I'm going to take Kareem Hunt, put him in my flex, and he's almost a set and forget type player where I can put him out, but the moment when Nick Chubb gets hurt for a game or 2 or gets banged up, I mean, he instantly becomes a running back 1, a low end or running back 2. And with the running backs I already have, I mean, this team is looking very solid. And like I said, he doesn't have to be a starter every week. Down the board, I can guess correctly on a few of these receivers and running backs who play big, and boom, Kareem Hunt only has to play if Nick Chubb gets hurt. And right here, I'm hoping to get these running backs back to back, and I won't have to touch running back for the entire draft. And from 10 through 13, I can just take a bunch of risks on receivers. Right here, I'm gonna go James Cook, the rookie that went to Buffalo. There's just something about James Cook that I absolutely adore, and that's him be able to catch passes out of the backfield. His ability to catch passes out of the backfield in a high-powered offense, he's going to be out there every third down. There's a real chance that he can win the job in training camp over Devin Singletary, over Zach Moss. I really think that they're shopping Zach Moss. James Cook is a legit back that can do it all. He can do it all. Run through the tackles, run through the guards, catch passes at the backfield, and stay inside and block on third downs if they have to. I think by year 2 he's gonna be in the category like next to Javonte and Leonard Fournette type area up there until he has his official breakout where he's gonna be a round 1 pick. He's gonna be up there, and then I'm gonna take Rashad Penny, who looks like right now is gonna be the starting running back coming out of Seattle. Week 1, where I can put him in this flex for either Kareem Hunt or James Cook, and where I can get maybe a couple weeks of production out of him until Kenneth Walker really takes over the starting role. Which by then, hopefully, I can flip him. Go get a good wide receiver. A bench spot. Somewhere along there. But he won't be on this team too long. He's just one of those players that I like to grab, that I can have on my roster, put him in my flex spot, and have a legit running back one that I drafted in the 9th round. That's my thought process. And like I said, now from 10 to 13, we're just going to pick up a ridiculous amount of receivers, maybe go with a backup quarterback, but I don't think I really have to. Someone that stands out to me is Allen Lazard. I don't think there's going to be a clear-cut number 1 receiver in Green Bay, but having someone that's played with Rodgers before and having the chemistry with him, I think shows over time, with Randall Cobb, with Jordy Nelson, with Devontae Adams, with Greg Jennings, that's played with Rodgers for years and years and years, has a connection with him. I think Allen Lazard, if I had to take a guess, would be the receiver 1, that's with quotation marks, in Green Bay. I will take the risk in the 10th round to draft him. And then someone down the board it's kind of Chris Godwin's handcuff, if that's what you want to call him. I really don't like grabbing Russell Gage when I already have Chris Godwin, because I think they're going to play a very similar role with each other. So now I'm thinking about it, I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to go MVS, someone that played with the Rodgers in the previous year, now coming over to KC. With Tyreek Hill not being there, they're going to have to fill that void, and they're going with speed. Sky Moore, MVS, McCole Hardman. They're going to try to keep the same scheme that they had when they were when Tyreek Hill was still there, just with different players. Do I think MVS fits that well? I guess we're going to find out. But I think you can see maybe Patrick Mahomes come down to earth a little bit. But, if you think about it, Travis Kelce's still there. But, that's the great thing about football. We're going to be able to see in a couple of months if we're right or not. So, but I'm on with MVS there. And I'm not really looking back by it. I'm satisfied with the pick. I think he's going to have a little bit of fantasy relevance. And if he shows that, he can stay healthy and be the player, the deep threat that he was in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes has probably the biggest arm in the league, and he'll find him. Here, this is when, it starts getting thin, and then, you're kind of scrolling down the board and looking, maybe thinking someone's going to really stand out to you that you can kind of pick up. Jalen Tolbert's very interesting to me. I like Alec Pierce a lot. McCole Hardman, He's had drop problems in the past. I like John Mechie. If once he comes back from that ACL, I think John Mechie is going to be a part of that team. But I'm going to take Trevor Lawrence, a backup quarterback right here, and he has very good upside. I'm going to need someone to play for Justin Herbert, who has a Week 8 bye. If Trevor Lawrence plays as good as he does in college and is able to come back from that horrendous rookie season, I think he will. I think he has great upside. Having him as a backup, sit there and if he sucks it up the first 2 or 3 weeks, you drop him and you go pick up someone that's been performing pretty well. But here, as you can see, I have on my watch list, and maybe when I was scrolling you saw him, I'm going to go with Odell Beckham Jr., especially with the receivers are a little thin on my team, but I have great depth at running back. I can go trade for someone, and when Odell comes back, he can be a plug-and-play, set-and-forget-it player, especially if he goes for Green Bay. I drop Lazard and I go somewhere else. I think Odell is really in between two teams, the Rams and the Packers. If he goes to the Packers, he's the clear-cut number one there. You get a clear-cut Aaron Rodgers' favorite target in the 13th round. He plays for half the season for you. You get him. You hold him until week 6, week 8, whenever he comes back, and then you immediately make that late-round push to the playoffs. Then I have Chris Godwin, Adam Thielen, Odell Beckham Jr., Austin Eckler, Aaron Jones, Justin Herbert, Darren Waller, and everyone in my league's like, how did we let this happen? How do we let this man get this team? And you look like an absolute genius. So any time you are able to pick up Odell Beckham Jr. in your drafts, do it. And as I am right now, and all the picks are going to go through, but this is my team: Justin Herbert, Austin Eckler, Aaron Jones, Chris Godwin, Adam Thielen, Darren Waller, Kareem Hunt, James Cook, Rashad Penny, Al Lazard, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, Trevor Lawrence, and Odell Beckham Jr. Real quick, guys, in the comments, let me know if you would have went with someone different in the draft. I'll kind of show you the entire draft board. Where is there anyone that I was in the second column? I'm right here. If there's anyone that you would have picked else in the draft during my spot, let me know down in the comments. I would love to have that interaction with you guys. If you enjoyed the mock draft content, leave a like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. It'll be in the link in the description. And it's your boy, CJR Sports, and I'm out. Peace, guys.